I'm going to quickly show you my 5-step process of how I go about my day-to-day business and content and generation and overall workflow. So let's dive straight on over to it. With this, we have 5 simple steps, and pretty much these steps is what I follow on a daily basis that helps me generate leads and grow the business. So step number 1 is probably the most important to get you started, is validating demand. You need to understand what people want to see, what people don't want to see, and I have two ways that I do this to kind of keep myself on track and on point. So first things first is we jump over here to YouTube, and again, I get an instant kind of idea from my own accounts that I follow. Probably not on this account, but I get an idea of what people are watching and viewing. And again, Instagram's new algorithm could be a major thing that people are talking about, and this could be something that you can actually maybe dive a little bit deeper into it. This could become your core piece of content for the entire week or for the entire next 2 or 3 days, and normally that's the way I do it. Now, just to let people be aware, you do not need to turn around and have a YouTube channel. You don't need to make a 20-minute video or 10-minute video, whatever the case is. Your core piece of content could be a blog, it could be a reel, it could be anything like that. We just need something that we can kind of focus our mind on towards and building everything from that, with the purpose of obviously your own business. So that's my first step. My next step is I just go to ChatGPT, ask it what's trending in general. It can normally give you fairly accurate information. Again, you might need to match it up with a Google search, again get a bit more information. But you can see here, one already is many business owners feel pressure to adopt AI automation. Again, now I can tie this and Instagram maybe potentially in together, and now I have my core piece of content that's going to really help kind of understand where things are going. So again, that is the first stage. The next thing is we create one pillar video. So for me, this is where it may be different for you. For me, it's I create one YouTube video. So with that, and I'm using a video I made a couple of weeks ago. If I jump over to this one here, I made this 8th of September, and pretty much this was learn AI for small business marketing, fast and easy, simple and straightforward. And the approach here is now you have a core piece of content you can really work with. So you're getting traffic on YouTube, hopefully, eventually, once the channel starts to pick up. You get traffic on YouTube, and from there you have some views and you start converting them into your funnel. So all I do here to help me on this phase is simple enough steps, I suppose. So that pretty much brings us, I think, onto step number 3, is now we need to auto repurpose. We need to get more content from this, and I think this is where a lot of people don't use AI correctly. They pretty much are using it completely wrong, overcomplicates everything on them, and then they just get bogged down. So this is my process for it. So all I do is I copy my transcript of my video, I get my link in my video, and I go up to this tool that I built. So this tool that I built here, on the left hand side, I input the video link, I input the transcript, I post what I want the content for Instagram, and this is a key thing here down here, and hopefully you can see it on the screen, is I upload my information about my business, not anyone else's, not some 2 sentences. This is a PDF that's probably 3, 4, 5, 4 pages, I think, long. Again, if you're interested in learning more about this, you can jump on over and join my community. Hopefully, slowly but surely building it. Only building it if join it if you're interested in growing your business and you're serious about it. So with that now, I have this. I have a social content pack. I have content that's based on top of the funnel. We have more middle of the funnel, and again, bottom of the funnel. Now, the power of these tools, I think, being able to build tools like this is massive for business owners in general, and for me personally, it's massive. So with this now, we have an Instagram reel. Again, AI, your 10-hour week time saver. This could be your core piece of content for your reel, for your video, for your channel, whatever, each week. And I think this is massively to show how you can repurpose a simple thing into more content. So with that brings us on, I think, to the next step, and this comes to our lead capture with micro tool. Now, I just want to kind of touch on the auto repurposing aspect a little bit more here for some people. But what I tend to do here is I'll make a reel about my own business or whatever it is. And again, if we just jump over here to Instagram, you can see here some of the reels that I've made over the last couple of days. So if I take the Overwhelm My Marketing reel, all I do is I export the audio. From there, with the audio, I go up to Notebook LM, get the transcript. Then I jump over to ChatGPT, put in the transcript, and from there it gives me more content ideas. So now I have a text overlay script. This is text you could include on B-roll footage from your video. It also includes like carousel ideas, and again, you can just dive much deeper into it. And For most people, you're probably questioning, oh, well, look, I know how to do that. That's perfect. But for a lot of people, what happens is when you're in the thick of things trying to build, you forget things. And having a system, stuff like that, works massively, I think, for the business overall, and helps you obviously just going forward and staying, as I said, on point, following the path down the road properly. So that brings us on, as I said, to the lead capture with micro tool. Now, I touched on this in a video a few weeks ago that most people still are offering PDFs, and PDFs are perfect or grand. There's nothing much around them. However, if you can offer AI tools that can make business easier for business owners and help them with one specific goal, I think that's key. This brings us to, I suppose, how I do it. So what I have now is I offered this tool. So this tool pretty much never run out of content ideas. All you do is you input your information here if you want to, or again, you can choose a file, upload it, and from there it can help you generate ideas. So for this example, again, I've uploaded my master document, as you can see down here, and what I've done is I just asked it to give me 10 different content ideas split evenly across the different stages of your marketing funnel. Again, key purpose here is we get content that builds awareness, content that converts, nurtures, and retention content and things like that. And I can't emphasize the importance of having your content built like that to kind of obviously grow the entire business in stages and not just be focusing 100% on sales, because you know, and I know, and you probably see it regularly, is you find most of your posts, if you're not sure what the post is, don't forget to join my this or book this or join or pay for this, and that's probably the worst way you can go about stuff. So with this free tool, as I said, if you're interested in the free tool, just comment the word growth below. I'll try and get that sent out to you straight away. And what happens here is now we have a load of different information and content ideas, again, to help you and specifically help your business or what makes your business good. And I think in here I should have information about my one-to-one calls, about my own group that I've just mentioned there a few minutes ago, which will be about that. And what I really like is it does vary the content. Originally, I might have got more content from this where we'll focus on price, on bottom of the funnel. However, for this example here, it didn't, and I think that's perfect. So now we have our lead magnet. We have a way to capture emails. Brings us on to our next and final step, which is the AI follow-up that sells. Now, this is pretty much the important part, I suppose, of having a way to automate certain tasks. Now, for me, I use ManyChat. ManyChat, obviously, the focus is heavily on Instagram. I have the automation set up that when a person comments the word growth on Instagram, so again, if you want to test this out, jump on over to my Instagram feed, and if you see this post here, what you do is comment the word growth, see it did a whole lot of it in work, and what will happen is it'll send you the link for this tool for absolutely free. And again, all it means is that you've got something that you can use on a daily basis. If you're interested in obviously learning more of how I build out the PDFs, the link is there to join obviously the community. Again, if you don't want to join the community, you just want to use it, use away on it, you're more than welcome to use it. And hopefully it helps you. If it does, let me know in the comments if it helps you, of course. And that brings us on, I suppose, to this final stage, a bit of maths work. You know, I don't like doing maths, but I think this is key to understand the power of it. So in my example I showed you, I created a long form video for YouTube. I also repurposed that video down into potentially 10 assets, maybe very easily. I can then turn them individual reels that we made here into more assets. So we can turn one reel now into potentially, where is it over here? 6 or 7 different types of assets. So we have text overlay scripts, we have carousel ideas, you can have quote posts. Again, these are all content that I'm working on that's all built from the core piece of content that we created. Now that means we have views coming. We have views coming from everywhere. We have them from YouTube, we have them from Instagram, we can potentially have them from TikTok, we can have them from YouTube Shorts, Facebook, anywhere else that you can think of, you can start generating views. Now the best thing about it is all it takes is a certain amount of views. So if we can generate 5,000 views across shorts and long form content, and again, we are being a bit optimistic with our numbers here. So even if you want to half these completely down, and it still shows you the possibilities of earning. So if we have 5,000 views across all platforms with an average 4% click through to the free tool. So this is obviously getting people to actually comment the word free to get the tool. Now again, 4% may be extremely high. Let's half it down. That's 100 potential leads here. It's 100 people that are on our email list now. We can start targeting with content, email, helping them out, giving them advice, giving them information, and potentially the sole purpose of getting them into that membership group. So next step then is we then convert 8% of these leads into members. Now again, extremely high. We could half this right down to even 2%, even a little bit lower, I suppose. Realistically, that's, let's say, 10 members. Let's say just keep it with 16 members for the time being. That's potentially 16 members could join your group. Again, our membership rate is €30 per month, and I think that's what it is over here, 29. And straight away, that's €30 a month. And if you really look into it, that's €480 monthly recurring revenue from pretty much one simple enough workflow to create your content. Now, as I said, it's not rocket science. It's not extremely hard. It's very easy to go through this process, but I know the problems that most people have is trying to pretty much sort out these first 2 or 3 steps, and that's what breaks it all down, because you're not able to generate the content that's going to really help you. But the key thing here is you're not just generating content that's just fluff. You're really trying to generate content based on your business, but also helping you tweak things and see what's working. I'm the first to admit some of my content doesn't work. It's as simple and straightforward. However, you need to change things, but you can't change anything if you don't know what works. And if you're not able to produce content at a decent enough scale and consistency, you'll never see what's working and you never see what's not working. And I think that's massively important, because you can keep doing the same content and it'll never get you anywhere. And pretty much you just end up in square one, not making any money. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you want to learn more, definitely look at joining the group. This is going to be all hands-on in the coming weeks. And I think early people that get into it now are going to be the ones that benefit massively from it. So look, thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.